Hi everyone, I'm Stacy, the 911 Stitcher. Welcome to my channel about cross stitch. Today is Thursday, February 18th, 2021. This is video 58. Now, as you guys know, normally my YouTube videos are all on cross stitching. Sometimes I throw in some other crafting like crochet or quilting. And today it's a special. It's about samplers. And I love stitching samplers. I love looking and reading about samplers. So at the end of the video, I'm going to have some new releases that are coming out. I do have cross stitch news. I've got a big stack of new charts that came in that I ordered. Now this goes back at least 4 or 5 months. So I have 2 giveaways to show at the end of the video. So enjoy the video about cross stitching samplers. And let's start with some cross stitch news. Now, have you guys heard of Whistle Stop Stitcher? She's new to me, although she's not new to cross stitch and she's not new to videoing. She has several videos out, but she has a new chart out that is a special chart. It is called Chester's Place, and I have it actually right here. I ordered it. Now, let me tell you why it's so special. She has an Etsy shop. Her name is Jennifer, and on Instagram, she is Jennifer LGB. Flosstube. She's also Flosstuber as Whistle Stop Stitcher. Now the proceeds of this chart, this is a special chart, all proceeds go to Chester the cat. I'm going to show a picture of Chester here. He's a special cat that belongs to her sister. Her sister rescues animals just like I do, and it's just so special to me to find a chart where the proceeds go to an animal rescue. So I definitely wanted to tell you about this chart, Chester's Place. It's beautiful. It is in her Etsy shop. Now, if you look at the animals, these are all the animals that her sister owns. I believe there's a guinea pig in here somewhere, cats, a horse, and I see a chicken. This is Chester right here with a bow tie. So if you notice the picture I showed you guys a few minutes ago, he's wearing a bow tie. And in this particular sampler, Chester is center of attention. So anyway, she has an Etsy shop. It is Whistle Stop Stitcher, all one word on Etsy. Go check her out. Go check out her charts. And if you'd like to participate in Chester's veterinary bills, all the proceeds go towards Chester's medical treatment. He's had some problems, I believe, with his teeth and a stomach issue relating from bad teeth, and it's extremely expensive. As veterinary bills sometimes are just very, very expensive, and I certainly know that going through my German Shepherd's cancer treatments and stuff. So Chester needs some surgery. So let's help Jennifer and her sister. And go to her Etsy shop, and here it is, Whistle Stop Stitcher on Etsy. It's a beautiful chart. It says, until one has loved an animal, a part of one's soul remains unawakened. That is so true. I am a huge animal lover. As you guys know, the progress on my charts and the charts that I pick are all animal charts, usually animal charts. And this is special. This is really a special chart. So again, all proceeds go to Chester's Medical Care. Check out her Etsy shop. She has some really cute stuff. She has a real cute pumpkin Halloween chart that I saw, a real pretty poinsettia chart that I saw. And she's going to do a stitch along. It is called hashtag Chester Sal. I think she's doing it with someone else. So go check out her Instagram. Again, she's Jennifer LGB. I was able to just search Whistle Stop and it came up. Her Instagram came up. So the chart is this chart here again on her Etsy. And if you're interested in joining the stitch along, I'm going to be starting it probably not until I finish one of my samplers, one of the small samplers that I'm working on. I probably will join in at a later date on the stitch along. And again, it is Chester Sal. That starts on March 1st. So I'll show it up close again. And this is special, real special. So I hope you go over to her Etsy shop and take a look. Let's talk about a brand new designer. This is her first chart and it's free. Her name is Claire. She's on Instagram. I'm going to show a picture of the chart here. It's called Bluebell Manor. And I can't believe she's offering it for free. How generous is that? So check her out on Instagram. She is Lady C, like Charlie, underscore designs. I'll put a picture of it here, of her Instagram. Her link is in the Instagram, but I can also try and link it below for you guys. But go over to her Instagram, check out her stitching, and maybe send her a message. That I think what she has put together is so beautiful. I love the colors, and I love that it says, do something today that your future self will be thankful for. I think that's really neat. Thank you so much, Claire. We appreciate that. I actually printed mine off too. Let's talk about traditional stitches. If you guys know or haven't heard, it is special time. They are releasing an exclusive Blackbird design chart called What Remains is Love. Isn't that beautiful? Traditional Stitches is located in Canada. I have ordered many things. I also recently joined the Lakeside Linen 32 count Fabric of the Month Club through Traditional Stitches. So again, your charts, if it's not PDF, your charts, your supplies, floss, whatever you order from them comes from Canada. So if you're in the US or the UK, Europe, wherever, just allow a little extra time, because we all know how shipping is, especially in the US. Allow a little extra time for them to get these charts to you. But I definitely wanted to show you the exclusive Blackbird designs. What Remains is Love. So I will link their website below. It is Traditional Stitches in Canada. And they also have a YouTube channel. So check out, search YouTube Traditional Stitches. They're a lot of fun. Okay, so I mentioned, let's talk about a few things that I'm working on. I mentioned that I'm going to be starting Dutch Beauty, which is a massive, beautiful chart. My fabric came in. I'll show the chart here. And the colors, let's see if I can grab a few colors. It's really funny because when I went to Hobby Lobby, I picked out the colors and I looked at them in my hand and I'm like, these aren't very pretty. Well, it's not supposed to be like bright and colorful and pretty. It's a classic sampler located, I think my friend, I'm trying to think if it was my friend Dorothy from Historische Stickmuster in Germany. I thought she said, not only did she stitch it, here, let me show the chart, but I believe she said that the original sampler is hanging in a museum in Germany. I'm going to need to research that and look it up because I travel, or before COVID, I traveled a lot to Germany. I took German in school. I took private lessons in German, so I speak not very well, but I can get around. But anyway, the original, from what Dorothy said, is hanging in a museum somewhere in Germany, if I'm thinking right. And I would love to go see the original. So you can see the colors. They're not real bright. They're kind of goldish. They're maybe a little bit off blue. I see some blue in this sampler, a little bit of browns. So when I grabbed the floss at Hobby Lobby, and I thought, ugh, these aren't very pretty. You know, they're kind of boring. They're kind of, you know, whatever. So I got the DMCs and I brought them home. And I put them up against the light colored fabric, similar to what shows in the chart. This is by Permin. If I didn't say that, it's by Permin of Copenhagen. And again, this translates to Dutch Beauty. Hollandisch schon. I know a little bit of Dutch, but I don't pronounce Dutch too well, I guess. So again, this is the sampler I'm starting February 26th. And I talked more about it in my last video. If you haven't seen the last video, check it out. There was a couple of little funny things that I talked about with this chart. So I decided to not go with the light. So I put these colors up against the light fabric, and I'm like, gosh, it's not overly exciting. I've seen some finishes. I've seen some whips that people are working on. Gorgeous, gorgeous on light fabric. But I thought, you know, what would it look like if I went a little bit darker? And so I decided to try Picture This Plus Ale 32 count. And when I put the colors up to this beautiful fabric, wow, they just popped out on this fabric. So There's a couple colors that only, you know, actually I didn't find one color that really didn't stand out on this fabric. I'm not putting it up very good. But I mean, look at the blues in this little bit of green. It all really popped. And even the golds, some of the golds and the browns and stuff, they all really popped on this too. Let's see if I can hold this up a little bit better. So I'm going to go dark. I'm going to see what it looks like with dark, and maybe if I have to switch a color out that's a little too, all of them really popped on the fabric. I didn't see that they didn't. They all really popped out. So if there is a color that's a little bit, maybe it's not, you know, showing too well, like maybe say this one, I might go a little brighter or a little darker. I'm not sure, but there's only 13 colors, so it makes it easy. If you do need to just go one shade, you know, one shade different, then you can. It makes it easy, because I don't like doing color changes on charts. I like to just stitch and go with the color they suggested, but this makes it kind of easy if I did decide to go with a different shade just to get it to pop a little more on the fabric. I can, and it makes it easy. So 32 count ale is what I'm going to try and see how it looks. I think it's going to be fun, a little bit different than everybody else, and that's what I like. I like to be a little bit different. And because it is Dutch Beauty, I got the cutest Dutch bag. I got this when I was in the Netherlands at a shop in Roden, the Netherlands, called the Handwerk Boetiek. I talk about them quite a bit. Annemiek is the owner. She's wonderful. But this chart is just, I have to turn it this way because the chart is upside down. So I made some pretty needle thread holders. So I'm ready to go. I think it's going to be fun. And again, I love different. I love that it's different. Let's talk about some whips that I've been working on. Owl Forest. I am doing a sampler called Grolnogen, and it's on the Owl Forest website. You can buy this as just the chart, or as you guys know about Owl Forest, sometimes you can buy the kit. This one I think was just a chart because the floss was originally blues, variegated blues. They were gorgeous. And that's what I had planned on using, but the floss was out of stock for quite some time. So I decided to go ahead and use black sulky. I had not used sulky before. It's my first time. I got a big spool of black, beautiful coverage, beautiful floss. And my progress on this is here. So if you're stitching with sulky, I go with the 12 weight, sorry. It is one thread. You just pull it off the spool, and it is equivalent to 2 DMC threads. So you just pull this off. It's nice and thick. It'll give you good coverage, and just pretend you're using 2 DMCs because it's thick enough to give you good coverage. Now, a lot of people don't like this on 40 count. They want to go to a thinner or a lighter thread, which would be 30 weight, I think. Is it 30 weight? Yeah. So 12 weight is for like the regular stitching from say 40 below in your fabric count. I like it on 40. Now, some people don't. I've talked to my friend, Catherine. She doesn't like, and Catherine, she's from Florida. She does not like it on 40 count. She says it's too thick. It's just a preference. I like it. I like the thickness of it. So anything from 40 down, I would say if you do like a thinner coverage, I would go with the 30 weight sulky floss. It's a little thinner. So again, this is equivalent to 2 DMC threads just by pulling one of them off the spool. Okay, so Grolnogen. I started in the top left corner like I normally like. And it is on, you know, I don't know what this fabric is. It's like a creamy color. It's real pretty, 40 count. So I love the coverage. I think it's coming out really pretty with the sulky floss. So I'll keep working on this. It's an easy stitch. It seems to be stitching up really fast. Okay, next up, yeah, I didn't list the fabric. Let's see if I listed the fabric. I don't think I did, but it's such a light gray. Oh, it's 40 count cream Newcastle. I did write it down. How about that? 40 count cream Newcastle on using sulky. And this bag, so it's Owl Forest, right? And check out this bag from Goose Designs. How perfect is this bag for an owl forest project? I love it. Gorgeous, gorgeous bag. Denise from Goose Designs is such a sweet person. I really enjoy having her as a friend. Okay, next, let's talk about Jessie Watson, a new start. I started Jessie on February 14th, so it was a Valentine's Day start. I decided to use Alvera Soie. Here we go. And I can't say that they're my favorite. They are beautiful colors, don't get me wrong. And I do like stitching with them. It's just I think I'm so used to the Soie d'Alger silk, and it's just so, the Soie d'Alger is so buttery and just so easy to work with. Anyway, this is Jessie Watson, Hands Across the Sea. It's a PDF, little gem. Several of us, my friend Krista, who is the admin on Our Sampler Years on Facebook. Krista has a little unofficial stitch along going, so I of course joined. And my friend Rita, my friend Nanette in Hawaii, they're all stitching Jessie Watson. So, and what's nice is some of us are using different flosses. Nanette, my friend, is using the 103 silk. I'm using that. And Rita, I can't remember what she's using. She may be going with DMC. And I'm excited to see everybody's progress and how it looks with the different flosses. It's going to be beautiful. I love DMC. So here is my progress on 45 count. This is my first time using 45 count, and I love it. I love the color. It's Fox, what is it called? I wrote it down. Foxtail Millet. This kit came from Hoop and Frame here in the States. I believe they're in Texas. Hoop and Frame, you can select what type of fabric you want. You don't have to go with something so high as 45 count. They had other choices. I believe they had like a 30 count. They had some other choices of fabric colors, and you can choose whatever. I believe sometimes they have a DMC choice. They have the Alvera Soie, Soie d'Alger, and the 103s. So because this is not a very big sampler, I decided to go ahead and go with the 103s and give them a try, see what I think. So let's show it up close. Not the best picture, but this is the swirly lines that I'm at. One thing I've noticed about this chart and the picture is that the colors are so much more vibrant on the fabric. So I had someone ask, I think it was my friend Catherine in Florida. She asked, where does the dark colors and these pretty blues, look at how bright they are and how beautiful they are. And when you look at the chart, you really don't see any blue. So again, this is my printer. So my printer doesn't exactly print the prettiest of colors, but if you look, take this spool, for example. I don't see this in this chart, but can you imagine how beautiful it's going to be? I think it's in the lettering. I think that's what I told her is the lettering. But I don't, you know, looking at the chart, you certainly don't see it when you hold up this fabric. Look how beautiful that's going to be on the fabric itself. So anyway, the 103 silks, they are beautiful, beautiful. I do enjoy them. It seems like they catch a lot more on like my hands, even though right now my hands aren't overly dry. With the wind going today, they should be. But I think I like the Soie d'Alger silks better. But would I stitch with these again? In a minute. In a hot minute, I would. Okay, let's talk about one last bit of progress. I am doing the Blackbird Designs Salute to Abigail. I'm doing a stitch along with Celeste Creates. She has a Flosstube, so check out Celeste Creates. And she's also on Instagram. And the stitch along also includes April. Her Instagram is April_heirlooms on Instagram. I'm going to put them both below. So here's my progress on Salute to Abigail, the stitch along going on with Celeste and April. And here we go. Isn't that beautiful? Those colors. This is on 32 count taupe. I believe it's like Witchelt or something, or, oh, it is white. It's a Zweigart based. So taupe. I think the colors on this is really, really pretty. And I'm using DMC. I did switch out the white. I wanted a bright white. It's B5200. And I don't have the, oh, I do have the colors with me. Let's show the whole chart. That would be helpful. Here's the whole chart. Salute to Abigail. Isn't that beautiful? Let me show it. It is from the book Sweet Land of Liberty by Blackbird Designs. So it comes from this book. There it is up there. But I'll show the picture inside because it comes out a little bit better. Here we go. This is even more pretty than what I was showing. So again, you know, I like starting up in here. Isn't that beautiful? Salute to Abigail by Blackbird Designs. I am using colors. There's only like 3 or 4. I am using B5200, 304 red, 336 blue, and 826 dark blue. So these are my colors with the white. And I think it's coming out really pretty. I wanted more of I didn't want the faded look. I wanted more of the bright colors for this one. So that is, again, Salute to Abigail by Blackbird Designs. So let's talk about a couple of charts that I have my eye on that I haven't bought, but I'm going to show a picture of. So I've got several charts to show. One of them is Rachel Howell's by the Scarlet House. It's Rachel Howell's 1856. Isn't this gorgeous? The blues and the birds and the red color. I think she is beautiful. That is one I definitely have my eye on. Rachel Howell's 1856 by the Scarlet House. Another one that I have my eye on is Sarah Needham 1860 by SamplersForever on Etsy. Isn't she pretty? Gorgeous. And here's another one. Next video on Samplers, I'm going to highlight a Etsy shop that is in the Netherlands. She's got some gorgeous Delft Blue samplers, and I'll show those next time. Those are on my list to get to. Let's see. Sun Shines with Love on a Happy Home. HomespunElegance on Etsy. This is another one I have my eye on. Isn't it pretty? Okay, let's show some stash, and then I've got the giveaways, and I'll show the new releases at the end of the video. So let's start with the first stash. These, normally what I do is a theme. Like I will pick a designer. I've done the Sampler Company by Brenda Keys, and I've showed my collection. I actually have a couple more to show today, but I like to pick a designer and do like a chart parade. Well, today I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm just going to go by color. Like I decided to pick some that have just beautiful colors. I mean, they all do, really. But I just wanted some bright, pretty colors. So I thought, let's just do a mix of different charts that I have in my collection and that I'd like to show. So the first one is Reflet de Soie. It is called Emma Ponchon. Now I'm going to show this chart Look at the purples. I like a chart with different colors like blues and purples. And this is the name, Emma Ponchon, 256 by 241. And again, this is the name, Reflet de Soie. It is a French company. There's the website. You can also get these on Kitten Stitcher. They're around. You don't have to just go here. But I'm going to actually, so this picture, it's beautiful, beautiful purples. I'm going to show the picture here because I think the picture comes out a little bit better than the chart. The charts themselves are easy to read. This one's not particularly that big. Easy to read charts. I was looking to see if I saw any over one. It looks like straight cross stitch to me. I have to look at it a little more closely to see if there is over one, but the letters are all regular cross stitch, and so is her name, regular cross stitch. So again, this is really pretty. I love the purples and the pinks. The next one that I love, Mary McAllister, 1824 by Needlework Press. I have to hold it back because it's such a big chart. I'll show it up close in just a minute. Isn't that beautiful? It's, again, it's the colors. Mary McAllister, 1824. It is charted for DMC and NPIs. There's a few classic color works with the NPIs. It says Mary McAllister stitched her sampler in Whitehaven, England. And let's see here. Isn't that beautiful? So it's by Needlework Press. Here's the back, just to show the list of threads, not a huge amount, and just some of the spotlights. Look at that cow. He's so cool. Here he is. Anyway, I just think that's so beautiful. Oh, the ships. I didn't even notice the ships. It says, Mary, the daughter of James and Jane McAllister, wrought this in the 10th year of her age, Whitehaven, 1824. And it says, within thy circling power I stand, on every side I find thy hand. Awake, asleep at home, abroad, I am surrounded still with God. Oh, may these thoughts possess my breast, where'er I rove, where'er I rest, nor let my weakest passions dare consent to sin, for God is there. That's beautiful. Okay, let's look at another one. Mary Lee, 1793, Hands Across the Sea. Look at the blues. Now I chose this because of those gorgeous blues. Isn't that beautiful? Let's show it up close. Just a beautiful sampler. It was stitched with Alvera Soie d'Alger silks. It's also charted for DMC. So I like those. I love those blues. I think they're so pretty. It was originally stitched on linen. Let's see. With praise on all thy works I look. How beautiful. Hands Across the Sea, Mary Lee, 1793. Gorgeous. Oh, let's check out, here's an interesting one. And of course, it's an animal chart. It's about animals. It's got some dogs. It says it's by Long Dog Sampler, Paws and Claws. None but cats and dogs may quarrel in my house. How appropriate is that? But again, those colors. Isn't that pretty? And the bottom says, live and let live. Paws and Claws by Long Dog Sampler. What a gorgeous border. Can you imagine that all stitched up in those colors? But I love that. None but cats and dogs may quarrel in my house. That is so true. That is definitely the only people that quarrel in my house. Sometimes the birds, but for the most part, they get along. And so do my cats and dogs. They get along so well. I have Deuce, my German Shepherd. He loves his kitties. Deuce is actually sitting right behind me. He loves his kitties so much. So everybody gets along. This one, the Scottish House Sampler by Brenda Keys. Isn't that pretty? This, let's see, 267 by 232. It was stitched on 25 count cream Lugana, skill level beginner, and the thread used in this model is DMC 823, which is a dark navy. So I think that is really pretty. I love Brenda Keys charts. They always come with beautiful pictures. I'm gonna try and show some of these pictures without showing the charts. You get an idea. Aren't these pretty? So anyway, that is Scottish House Sampler. That is beautiful. And I'm very excited to add this to my collection. Next, let's do another Brenda Keys. Here's one I've never seen before. It is the Betty Clark Sampler by Brenda Keys. Isn't that pretty? I don't know why, but sometimes it looks a little blurry when it's in the plastic. I think the last one you could see pretty well, but this one with the colors is a little more difficult to see. So Sampler Company by Brenda Keys. Look at the lettering on the top. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm going to show it up close so you can see that pretty lettering. Betty Clark by Brenda Keys, the Sampler Company. How pretty that is. So different too. Even the peacock is different. Looks like there's an eagle. Gosh, that, and it looks like the border is like a burgundy and white. How beautiful. Let's see, 159 by 159, so it's not that big. And it only has 8 colors. Let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 colors. Greens, peach, maroon, and brown. Yeah, that's a pretty one. Betty Clark Sampler. Okay, I had one more Brenda. Oh, here's one. Gosh, this is another one I'd love to stitch. Hewitt Hill Samplers, Margaret Woodcock, 1816. It is Solomon's Temple. Gosh, isn't that beautiful? It is stitched on 40 count. Now this is just the model I'm talking about. You can stitch it on whatever you like. 40 count summer khaki is what she stitched it on from Zweigart, NPIs and Alvera Soie silks. There is a DMC conversion. Now the reason I bought it is because of, oh, it's 270 by 262. So the reason I bought it is for the temple. I think that is just gorgeous. Show it up close for you. Look at the boats. Is that a boat? I'm looking at it backwards. Yeah. That is one I'd really like to start. I think it's so beautiful, that temple. A View of Solomon's Temple, done by Margaret Woodcock, 1816. On the right, it shows Adam and Eve. Gosh, that's pretty. And again, Hewitt Hill Samplers. Ooh, here's another one, GGR. Let's take this out. It is Elizabeth Biggs, 1833. Gosh, this is really pretty. Oh my gosh. There is something about gold in a sampler that I really like. Golds, and I'm not big on yellow, but when I see it on a sampler with golds and pretty colors like this, I think it's just gorgeous. So again, this is GGR, Elizabeth Biggs, 1833. Let's get some glasses out. Our life is never at a stand, 'tis like a fading flower hand. Death, which is always near, comes nearer every hour. And those who now are young and gay, like roses in their bloom, will very soon be old and gray and wither in a tomb. Then let us all prepare to die, since death is near and sure, and then it will not signify if we were rich or poor. That is so cool. I love this saying. It's a little dark, but I love the saying. And then it's got her name and stuff at the bottom. Wow, what a cool sampler. Elizabeth Biggs. That's so cool. Here's a kit I got from Permin. Now again, you guys know I love my animal samplers and I love my animal cross stitches. This is a kit. It came with floss that I'm probably going to change to a darker color. This is kind of like a bluish gray color. And the chart itself, it's a little faded, but it is the Adam and Eve sampler by Permin of Copenhagen, Scandinavian art needlework. And again, it's a little bit faded. It is Adam and Eve, and it's got all the animals around. So hopefully you can see it. See the elephant, the giraffe, all the animals. This just fascinates me. I think it's beautiful. And then of course you've got Adam and Eve, but the trees, I just think it's so beautiful. So by Permin, this is the Adam and Eve sampler. And I don't remember where I got it, but it came as a kit. I will change the fabric because the fabric is a little stiff. I've noticed sometimes their fabric's a little bit stiff, which, you know, I don't mind. It loosens up a little bit, but hold on one second. I have got here we go. Now you can see how it came. Pretty cream color fabric. You know, I could just use the floss. That's a lot of floss to just toss. I mean, I wouldn't toss it. I'd use it for something else, but it gives you an idea. There we go. Gives you an idea of what it would look like with that color floss. I don't know. I'm tempted to use a sulky floss maybe. If this was a little darker, or I don't know, it's not my favorite color, I guess. So anyway, that's Permin Adam and Eve sampler. I just think that's so pretty. I really love kits. Here's another one by Brenda Keys, the Sampler Company, a new one that I had not seen, and all the blackbirds singing. Look at the colors on that, the turquoise. That turquoise is beautiful. All the blackbirds singing. It is 191 by 167. Skill level, it says beginner. It's only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 colors of DMC. I think that's beautiful. And it says seriously, Stace, put your glasses on. Gosh, I still don't know what that word is. Find all the blackbirds singing. That's so pretty. Gosh, I love these. Then you can put your initials here. That, of course, is her initials, Brenda's. Gorgeous, beautiful color. Okay, guys, I'm going to show some new releases. I will do another sampler video in just a couple of weeks, and maybe I'll highlight a different company. Let's do some giveaways first, and then again, like I said, I will show the new releases in just a few minutes. Giveaways. I have a blackbird that I bought twice, Away We Ride. It is brand new. If you're interested in this chart, just put, how about the keyword blackbird? Make it all one word so I can search the word blackbird in comments below. Isn't that pretty? How I bought 2 of these, I don't know. So if you're interested in this, put comments below. Don't say the word giveaway though, because just don't say the word giveaway. You have to be 18 because I have to ask your address, but I will mail you this chart. I will do the random Google select or the random YouTube select for your name to pick a winner. Giveaway number 2, Mary Griffin, 1824. The picture isn't the greatest. I think this is going to be one of these charts where when you stitch it, it's beautiful. This is charted with Gloriana silk, needlepoint silk, and classic colorwork silk. It is 265 by 265. It only has 8 colors. and it looks like it's a biblical verse. These are over 1. Just so you guys know, it is stitching over 1 on the lettering. So I'm not going to stitch it. I have too many other charts going and stuff. I just don't think I'll stitch it. But if you guys are interested in it, let's go ahead and put for the keyword that I'm going to search. How about Mary? M-A-R-Y. So giveaway number 1, you're going to put in comments below Blackbird, 1 word. And giveaway number 2 is Mary Griffin, 1824. That's giveaway number 2. Okay, guys, let's do some new releases. Let's talk about some things that are coming out. A lot of them are coming out early March for the Needlework Expo. It's a lot of fun. I've enjoyed seeing some of the sneak peeks and some of these beautiful charts that are coming out. The first one is a chart that I already have. It's on its way from Cross Stitch Antiques. They have a website, crossstitchantiques.com. She is the nicest lady. And she is mailing me the new release called May These Lines a Relic Prove. And here it is. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Her name's Kathleen. She also has a floss tube. It is Cross Stitch Antiques by Kathleen Littleton. So check her out. Check out her floss tube. But isn't that gorgeous, that chart? Had to have it. And I also got silks to go with it. Here's another interesting new release. Talk about bright, cheery colors. It is the Spring Sampler, and it's an Etsy shop called All Together. It is Cross Stitching for Fun. 4 is F-O-R, the letters. Cross Stitching for Fun on Etsy. It's Spring Sampler. Isn't that pretty? Okay, the next new release, Hands Across the Sea, Mary Locke, 1832. Another gorgeous chart. These are gorgeous, I'm telling you. Okay, here's another one. Twin Peak Primitives, the Peacock Sampler. Look at those peacocks. That'll all be released at the Needlework Expo. The Cross Stitch Antique one, the very first one I showed, is already out, so you can go to her website and order that. How about the Northumberland Sampler House? They are, let's see, on Etsy, it is North Sampler House. On Facebook, I think it's Northumberland Sampler House. This is called, it's a traditional Scottish sampler called Mina Johnston Cruikshank, 1861. Now this is very unique. Look at the picture of the bushes in the front. It is the turkey stitch. I've never done the turkey stitch. It gives a great effect of bushiness or like, you know, some texture to a sampler. She did mention that people have asked her about the turkey stitch. She did chart it for regular cross stitch. So if you don't care for the look of the turkey stitch, you don't have to stitch it. It is a preference. So she is going to include regular cross stitch instructions for that area. So again, Mina Johnston Cruikshank, 1861, Northumberland Sampler House. They are on Etsy as North Sampler House altogether. It's beautiful. Fox and the Rabbit Designs, another gorgeous. Elizabeth Cooper, 1866. How beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, we've got several from the Heart Needle Art from Wendy. She just knocked it out of the park. Gorgeous designs coming out at the Needlework Expo. Catherine Jessie White, 1891. Isn't that beautiful? There's also Jobiana, 1841. Now, Wendy has some other releases, so you need to go check out. On Instagram, you can find Needlework Expo. I think it's needlework_expo. You can see some of her other charts. And she has a Facebook group. Now, I'm going to list some of her names that she has because they do change a little bit. Facebook, she is From the Heart Needle Art by Wendy. Etsy shop, Created from the Heart, all one word. Instagram, she is Wendy Petros, Peatross. She has a blog, From the Heart Needle Art, blogspot.com. So go check her out, From the Heart Needle Art. These are Two beautiful samplers coming out. Okay, let's do two more. The Scarlet Letter, Jane Moore. Wow. That's all I can say is just wow about Jane Moore. Gorgeous. And last but not least, it's not your typical sampler, but I have to show it because it's so cute. It is Al Forrest, Father Mushroom. And I'll show the floss picture too because it's so beautiful. Okay, everybody, that's it. That wraps up the sampler video. I'd love to see your comments below. Again, if you're interested in the giveaways, keyword Blackbird. I'm going to search that for a winner. Number 2, keyword Mary. If you're interested in this, number 2. So just comment below, and the winners of the giveaways will be announced on my regular Flosstube next week. Okay, guys, thanks for joining me. I hope you saw some beautiful charts here, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye, guys.